Live from KTIV, this is SportsFource Extra.
Welcome back, folks, to another edition of SportsFource Extra. I'm Jason Moeller, and once again, Siouxland, you provided another night full of fun on the court and on the mat. From state tickets being punched to conference clashes and even a couple of rivalries renewed on the hardwood, it's some great action for you from you, Siouxland. Walk with me, talk with me here. You ever have those neighbors where there's just something a little off about them? Well, that's the type of relationship between our two teams in our leadoff game tonight as the MOC Floyd Valley Dutch and the Unity Christian Knights. They've lived alongside one another for quite some time now, but when they get together on the basketball court, you just never know what you will see. So, top-ranked Knights trying to pick up a season sweep of the Dutch in the boys matchup. Top of the game, Carter Van Gelder finds Drayton punt. Punt lays it in, and it's a 4-point lead for the Dutch. Knights with it now. Or Knights not with it now because Thijs Van Dong's got to steal it away. He'll dish it over to Keegan Winterfeld for the deuce, and we're tied up early on. Later on, Knights with it. Ezekiel Junius gives it off to Austin Hall, who gives it right back to Junius for the layup. And the Knights trail by 2, but the Dutch, they don't let up. Van Gelder finds Carter Brightwell for the corner 3. MOC Floyd Valley upsets top-ranked Unity Christian 51-48. In the girls matchup, it's the 13th-ranked Dutch trying to sweep the Knights. We'll move into the third. Knights with it. Hannah Smith finds Lindsay DeGroot, who hits one from the top of the arc, and that puts them in front. Later on, DeGroot trying to get another triple here. It won't fall, but Summer scouting right there, cleaning the glass. She'll put it back in, and they're in the lead once again are the Knights. But the Dutch, they don't back down. Lily Vanderpool steals the ball, drives in, finishes it herself, and now it's a 3-point Dutch lead. And tell you what, MOC Floyd Valley continues that momentum in the fourth. McKenna Baker, little quick dish to Kylan Baker for the corner 3, and MOC Floyd Valley, they win this one 52-42. Meanwhile, back in the Metro, the second-ranked Bishop Heelan Crusaders were looking to stay red hot. Winners of 15 straight ball games for their last 5 contests. They were decided by 25 points or more. Crusaders in the Bluff taking on an SBL team fresh off the win, and SBL would make it 44-50 when I walked in, but Heelan would take over from there. Colby Carroll with the steal, pushes up to Trishelle Miller for the deuce. And that would get Heelan going here. Later on, Crusaders back with it. They'll go inside to Melina Snoozy. Snoozy rises up, and she'll pick up 3 the old-fashioned way. But tell you what, Heelan not done. Snoozy threading the needle to Shannon Cleary. Heelan doesn't let Sergeant Bluff Luton score in the final 5 minutes, I believe it was. They win 62-44. In the boys' game, Heelan looking for their 3rd straight win. SBL trying to make it 2 in a row in front of a packed crowd. We'll pick things up here. Noah Conley pump fakes, drives baseline, and slides to the left there for the bucket here. However, Kai Vanderskop with the fancy handles gets to the rack, can't finish, but follows his shot, gets the roll for 2. SBL, they pick up the win 73-66. A little bit of a get-right game here for the East High Black Raiders taking on Council Bluffs. Thomas Jefferson, fast break. Chris Loggins with it. He'll give it up to Liam Knoll. Knoll lays it in, but tell you what, folks, TJ came to play in this one. Ramon Ware drives this in. He'll get this thing to go for 2. We'll move on to the closing seconds of the first quarter. Damon Robinson beats the buzzer for the Yellow Jackets here who are hanging with East. However, East, they swing it over to Frankie Stews for the corner 3. Sioux City East wins this one 85-46. Black Raider girls, they've won 4 of their last 5. They're hosting the Yellow Jackets as well. Pick things up here on the rebound. This is Brinley Winkelfleck taking it the rest of the way herself for 2. She also needed to tie her shoe there. A little loop-de-loop and pull there, Brinley. Later on here, East working it around. They get it over to Scarlett Hollenkamp. She'll get it to go from the short corner. Sioux City East rolling in this one, folks, but not done yet. There's a little steal. Pass up to Kennedy Reynolds, who locates, finishes. East wins 61-17. A Sioux City showdown at North High as the Stars host the Wolverines from West. We'll pick things up at the start of the game. Maddie Verveil finds a lane, drives, gets the layup to go, and they lead by 3 to the Stars. Later on, Wolverines with it. Aubrey Johnson now looks, drives, able to bring this one in herself, and it's just a 1-point lead now for North, but the Stars respond. Aaliyah Moon gets her second layup to stick after getting the board herself, plus she'll get the foul. By the way, Sioux City North wins this one 51-11. West boys, fresh off their first win over East since 1999, looking to keep it rolling as they take on the Stars. Pick up here, Roman Henry goes behind the back, gets to the rack, somehow gets this thing to fall through contact. And he's got a couple of words for North, too. But check this out. DT Kraft says, you got some words? I got 3 points for you right here, brother. Kraft blows a kiss to the stands as well after his shot. Let's see this here. Eduardo Frazier. Oh, he's going to step back. Hey, you're not going to put your hand up on me? Get it up. I'm going to hit this 3 on you, son. After that, Kraft going to take a handoff. DT Kraft hits this thing from Jupiter. And Kraft with a little more to say for some folks in the crowd, too. However, Roman Henry just unstoppable. Gets this thing to go. West picks up the win, 89-68. Up at the Iowa Great Lakes, the 8th-ranked Spirit Lake Indians have rattled off 4 straight wins thanks in part to phenomenal play from freshman phenom Albany Ranke, who's averaging a double-double for the Indians right now. Ranke and the Indians hosting Spencer in Lakes Conference play here. Pick things up, Maggie Bruinsma. She'll take the outside shot for 3 right here, and it'll go. Late banking hours in Spirit Lake, folks. Tigers looking to respond. Kalista Frankenstein left open. She'll make this deep 3 look easy. On the breakaway, Bruinsma looks down the court to McKinley Lalumendre. She'll finish the layup to strengthen the Indian lead with a shot clock winding down. Bruinsma on fire with a corner 3. It's good. Spencer fighting to the end, though. Sydney Hopkins, little Euro step into the bucket. However, the Indians hold on in this one, 62-52. Spencer Tiger boys looking to make it 2 wins in a row. But the Indians keeping the defense moving. Jisaac Miller takes the shot, and that's good for 3. But the Tigers, they were keeping this game under their paw. Larson Volk on the drive. Yeah, look at that. Pull up, finish there. Spencer giving the Indians a run for their money with a little zone defense, but Wesley Walls fights his way in. Woolsey says, I'll take the point and the foul, sir. Indians, Dylan Timmer, he didn't miss often tonight. Actually, that's Spencer's Dylan Timmer. He didn't miss often tonight. That puts it away. Tigers pick up the win, 87-55. In the Cornhusker State, we had a battle of 2 of the top girls teams in Nebraska as the undefeated Elkhorn Valley Falcons, who, by the way, they've outscored their opponents 1,026-472 this season. For all you math blasters out there, that's a difference of just over 550 points. They welcome the 14-3 Guardian Angels Central Catholic Blue Jays to their nest for a battle in Tilden. So, into Nebraska we go. Like I said, Elkhorn Valley undefeated on the season so far. Falcons lead by 10 at the break. We'll move into the third. Cameron Rutgens open behind the arc, and she'll sink a 3-ball to extend the lead. Later on, Falcons working the ball around. Ashley Shutt gets it. Little baseline jumper for Shutt, and that's good. Elkhorn Valley's lead is up to 15. Blue Jays trying to get on the board in the second half here. Charlie Dinslang catch and shoot for the corner 3. It's good, but the Falcons had an immediate answer here. Off of the inbounds, Kaiten Werner kicks out to Kendall Werner for the corner 3. EV stays unbeaten. They win 54-36. At the college level, the Wayne State Wildcats, they've rattled off 3 straight conference wins and now sit at 8-6 in the conference after a 1-4 start in the NSIC. And this is a good test for the Cats, as Wayne State, they're hosting Minnesota Duluth, one of the other 4 teams tied at 8-6 in the Northern Sun Conference overall standings here. So, out to Wayne America and Rice Eccles Auditorium for the matchup. Coming out of halftime, Cats lead by 4. Start of the second half, Arian Harris goes up, gets the offensive board and the putback. Later on, here's Bishop Heelan alum Matt Knoll driving in, going up. Yeah, that's a bucket plus the foul. Got to play by the rules or you can't play at all. That makes it a 6-point game. Dog's not going away easy in this one, though. Caleb Seaweck goes the length of the court, stops, pops, drizzle, triple to cut into the Wayne State lead. Then a Wayne State pass intercepted by Cole Hansen. Hansen will go coast to coast. Just kidding. He's going to step back, hit this 3 to cut the lead down to just 1. But the Wildcats, they hold on for a 77-70 win. In the women's matchup, Cats trying to get off the schneid and avoid a 4-game losing streak here. Opening frame of this one, Meg Reitz at the top of the key decides to drive in. She'll go up, lay it off the glass for 2. Wildcats, they'd get on the board first, but the Dogs answer right back. Claire Bjork for corner three. And UMD would start to build a lead in this one. Later in the first, little scramble for the loose ball. Tenley Smith ends up with it. She'll go up, get a couple more on the board for the Cats. Wayne State ended up making a couple of nice plays on defense as well. Reitz forces the turnover. Cats got the fast break going the other way. The resident Australian, Lily Fitzgerald, finishes at the rack for two, but UMD goes on to win this one 83-56.
This is Sergeant Bluff Student Section, and this is SportsFource Extra. Yeah!